Hello everyone, I am Vinod Ugle and today I am going to teach you the basicity of aliphatic amines. We are going to consider here about isomeric aliphatic amines, that is primary, secondary and tertiary. So we are going to compare the basic strength of primary amines, secondary amines and tertiary amines. So let's go for the topic basicity of amines. Generally, why amines are basic? Because we all know that in amines the nitrogen, this I am drawing here primary amine, and this nitrogen can donate its lone pair of electron, and any species which can donate its lone pair of electron is going to be a Lewis base. Correct? That is the definition of Lewis base, that the species which can donate the lone pair of electrons. In addition to this nitrogen also can accept the proton. So let me write the reaction over here. When we will add this primary amine in water, what will happen? These lone pair of electrons, the nitrogen electron rich, will attack on the proton, and it will abstract that proton and will get converted into substituted cation, ammonium cation you will get. So this ammonia, as it is donating lone pair of electron, can behave as Lewis base also, and as it is accepting the proton, it can behave as Bronsted base also. Okay, so yes, amines behave as Lewis base and Bronsted base. Just now we have seen why amines can behave as both type of bases. Now let's go for the next thing, the factors which are going to predict the basic strength of amines. The first factor is ability of nitrogen to donate lone pair of electrons, and the second factor is stability of cation form after accepting a proton. So what is mean by these two factors? Let's go for the first one, ability of nitrogen atom to donate lone pair of electrons. So we have this primary, then we have secondary amine, and we have tertiary amine. Now nitrogen have lone pair, obviously. Now we have to, between these primary, secondary and tertiary one, we have to decide that which amine can donate lone pair of electron easily. More easily it will donate the lone pair electron, more is going to be its basicity. Similarly, while going for stability of cation form, just now I have shown you the reaction, amine reacting with water, accepting proton and forming the cation, forming the ammonium cation, substituted ammonium cation. We will have to check the stability of that cation. So cations I can write over here by accepting proton. These are going to be the cations. Yes, increase the one hydrogen and positive charge on nitrogen. Similarly over here. So we will have to check the stabilities of these cations. So we will compare ability of nitrogen to donate the lone pair of electron and stability of cation form after accepting the proton. So let's go with the topic, that ability of nitrogen to donate the lone pair of electron. So let's draw again that isomers, that is primary amine, this one is secondary amine and tertiary amine. Okay, so to understand it easily, what we can do, we can write these amines in this way. Let's split the alkyl groups. Yes, like this. Here there are 3 alkyl groups attached to nitrogen. Now we know that alkyl groups shows positive I effect, that they donate their electron density to the more electronegative atom. So here this one alkyl group will donate its electron density to the nitrogen. So what happens? Electron density on nitrogen increases. I can show the electron density on nitrogen by this circle. Electron density, I can call it as electron density. Here 2 alkyl groups are donating their electron density, so I can make a bigger circle, that electron density on nitrogen increases. and here we can see that 3 alkyl groups are giving electron density. So I can draw a more bigger circle showing the more electron density on the nitrogen atom. So now what happens? More the electron density on nitrogen atom, more easily it can donate the lone pair of electron. So what we can say that tertiary amines can donate the lone pair of electron more easily because of 3 times inductive effect, correct? Then there will be secondary, and the least one is going to be the primary, correct? So basicity increases with the ease of donating lone pair of electrons. We have seen why in order primary, secondary and tertiary basicity is going to increase, and that is the first factor that we will have to study. The second factor is stability of carbocation form. So again we will have to go for primary, secondary and tertiary carbocations like this: RNH3 plus, RNH2 plus and R3NH plus. Okay, so how we are going to determine the stability of cation form? Obviously we are going to determine it by solvation effect. We will see in the next slide how solvation effect is going to help us to predict the stability of cation form. So now we have seen that which factors are there. First factor, we have seen the positive I effect, inductive effect of the alkyl group attached to the nitrogen, and here in case of stability of cation we are going to see the solvation effect. There are other factors too which are going to affect the basicity of amines. So yes, these are the effects: inductive effect, solvation effect, steric effect, and at last the experimental values of pKb also we are going to use for determining the basicity of amines. We will see how they are going to be useful to us. So we all know that inductive effect is very poor effect. Just keep it in mind. Inductive effect is very poor effect. Okay, and we know that resonance effect is a very good effect that affects very well on the each property. So yes, basicity of amines is studied in both the phases, in gaseous phase and in aqueous phase, because the order or the property is going to be different in both the phases. In gaseous phase molecules are going to be isolated apart from one another. In aqueous phase they are going to react with the water. We have seen that nitrogen can abstract the proton from water. So basicity is going to be different in both the phases. So let's go for gaseous phase first. And what happens in gaseous phase, we have seen how here inductive effect is going to be the key to determine the basic strength of amine. So we have seen that in case of primary, only one alkyl group donates its electron density. In case of secondary, 2 alkyl groups donates its electron density. 2 alkyl groups are donating, and in case of tertiary, 3 alkyl groups are going to donate electron density to the nitrogen. So obviously here electron density is more, electron density is less, and electron density is quite less. So in case of primary, secondary and tertiary, we can say that tertiary are going to be more basic than secondary and then primary in gaseous phase. In gaseous phase, just go for the inductive effect. Okay, obviously plus I one time, inductive effect increases 2 times, inductive effect increases 3 times. So electron density on nitrogen increases, so donation capacity increases, hence the basic strength increases. So that's the case in gaseous phase. Okay, alkyl group have a positive I effect and it increases electron density on nitrogen atom, and hence the basic strength increases. That's the scene that we have studied just now. So tertiary, secondary and primary is going to be the order. Now let's compare alkyl amines with ammonia. Correct, because we are considering primary, secondary, tertiary. What about ammonia, where there is no alkyl group? So obviously if there is no alkyl group, there will be no inductive effect. So from any alkyl amine, ammonia is going to be less basic. Obviously ammonia is going to be, what I am saying, ammonia is going to be less basic than alkyl amines. That's the obvious reason. Correct? Correct? So the reason is given over here. In alkyl amines, electron density on nitrogen atom is more. What we are saying, in alkyl amines, electron density on nitrogen atom is more than that of ammonia due to positive I effect of alkyl group. Correct? Now, it makes lone pair of electron more available for sharing. Alkyl substituted ammonium ion is more stable than that of ammonium ion. Oh, that's very important point. What it is saying that, let's take this alkyl amine and it substituted ammonium cation and that NH4 plus. So what they are saying, alkyl substituted ammonium ion is more stable. So this one is more stable than the ammonium ion. So its base, that is RNH2, is going to be more basic, and its base, that is ammonia, is going to be less basic. See, this is conjugated acid. This is conjugated acid. More stable the conjugate acid, more will be the basicity of that. Now let's go for predicting the basicities of amines in aqueous phase. We have seen in gaseous phase we have to think about the positive I effect, and we have got the order tertiary, secondary and primary. Tertiary are more basic, primary are least basic. Now we will see what will happen when bases or the amines are going to be there in the aqueous phase. So we already know that, we have seen this reaction, that amines in aqueous phase react with water, they abstract the proton and gets converted into corresponding ammonium cation. So now what we will have to do, we will have to check the stability of this ammonium cation. Now on that stability, solvation effect is going to be more dominant than the positive I effect. I have told you already that positive I effect is a very poor effect. So solvation effect is obviously going to have the dominance over the positive I effect. So now let's see how this solvation effect is going to work. So this is our substituted ammonium cation of primary amine. This is for secondary one. Okay, let's draw those hydrogens separately. And for tertiary we are going to have like this. Correct? In case of primary, let me write that hydrogen separately. So what will happen? These hydrogen atoms can form a hydrogen bond with water molecules present in the solution. So here that ammonium cation of primary can form 3 water bonds or the hydrogen bonds. Here we can have 2, and here we can have only 1 bond. Now we all know that whenever a bond is formed, energy of that molecule is going to decrease. So what we will say, that more number of bonds, energy decreases more, and less the energy of that molecule will be, more will be the stability. Correct? So here in this case, in case of primary, 3 bonds are there, so it will have the least energy, hence the more stability. Here you have only 2 and here you have only 1. So depending on the solvation effect, we can say that the basicity of primary amine is going to be more, because according to solvation effect, its conjugated acid, that this cation, is going to be more stable. So its base will be more basic. Secondary and then tertiary. So it is exactly opposite what we have seen in the gaseous phase, that is tertiary, secondary and primary, that we have seen in the case of gaseous phase applying positive I effect, and by applying solvation effect, what we are going to see, exact opposite of that. In aqueous phase we are getting exact opposite order of basicity. Now let's go for the next effect, that is steric effect. Okay, so steric effect, we know that if we have this nitrogen, a central atom nitrogen, what crowding is there around that nitrogen, because depending on that crowd, depending on that crowd, the cation hydrogens can form the bond with water molecule. Alkyl group hinders the hydrogen bonding. The second thing is that due to the crowding, what will happen? The lone pair of electrons of nitrogen cannot be easily donated if there is crowding. Correct? So this or the steric hindrance can affect on the basicity. So what we can say that in case of RNH3 plus primary, R2NH2 plus secondary, and R3NH plus tertiary. In this case, we can see that only one alkyl group, two alkyl groups, and three alkyl groups. So here less steric hindrance. So hydrogen bonding is possible in large extent. Here steric hindrance decreases, and here we are going to have more steric hindrance. Okay, more steric hindrance. So steric hindrance order, tertiary are more sterically hindered than secondary than primary. More it is sterically hindered, less will be the attack of water molecule. Correct? Correct? So it will be least basic. It will be least basic. So what we are going to say over here, primary are more basic than secondary than tertiary, or we can think it like this also. Crowding is less, lone pair can be donated easily. So primary are more basic. Crowding increases, so lone pair cannot be donated easily. In case of tertiary, crowding is much more than the other two. So obviously it is going to be least basic. So we have seen three effects till now: positive effect, solvation effect, and steric effect. And what order we have got? Here we have got tertiary more than secondary more than primary. And here we have got in both the cases primary more than secondary more than tertiary. So we can see that this secondary, there is no change in the basicity. In each condition, in each effect, they are going to remain same. So while predicting the basicity of amines, we will have to consider all these factors. And if we are going to consider all these factors, what is going to happen? The basic strength of amine is a combined effect of all these factors. So combined effect, so we have seen that secondary are least deflected, so they are always going to be winner. Secondary amines are going to be more basic. We have seen their position in the order remains same in all the cases. So secondary are going to be the winner. Now we will have to consider between primary and tertiary, who is going to win. So there are two cases again. What two cases we have? We have to consider which alkyl group is attached. A smaller one, that is like methyl, and a larger one, that is more than methyl. Let's go for ethyl group. Correct? So in case of methyl, when group is smaller, you can see that yes, secondary obviously is going to be the winner. But in case of smaller group, let's draw the structure of primary methyl amine, and let's go for the tertiary also, that is CS3 thrice N. Now in this case, what happens? Primary is winning over the tertiary. What can be the reason? What can be the reason? Obviously the reason we can tell that here there are two hydrogen atoms, then it will form cation, three hydrogen, then three hydrogens will be there, so more solvation will be there. So solvation effect is over there. Second thing is that in tertiary there is steric effect because of three methyl groups. So these two effects works here, and primary is going to be winner. So small groups, for small groups number is also small, 2, 1, 3. Number is also small, 2, 1, 3. For large group, tertiary is going to win over the primary. So 2, 3, 1, number is larger. Number is larger. You can remind by this trick. For smaller, number is smaller. For larger, number is larger. So here inductive effect is the winner. Inductive effect of 3 ethyl group is going to win. Correct? So that is the order. For smaller group you have 2, 1, 3, and for larger group you have 2, 3 and 1. Now what is the experimental proof for this? Because you must have seen that in the slide I have written the fourth factor as experimental value of pKb. Correct? But we never use the pKb generally, we always use pKa. Now if you have the pKb value, how you are going to convert it into pKa? You must know this relation. That's pKb plus pKa is equal to 14. But here, for our consideration, we are going to think about the pKb values. Now let's go for the pKb values. How it can be determined? What is mean by pKb? So pKb is negative log of the dissociation constant, that is K. Correct? Negative log of the dissociation constant K. Now what reaction we have studied? That amine on reacting with water, yes, what they are going to form? They are going to form RNH3 plus, and you are going to get the OH minus. So we can determine the Kb by using the law of mass action, and you will find that concentration of products divided by concentration of reactant, RNH2. As water is taken and solvent, its concentration is going to be negligible, that we are not going to consider. So generally above we have conjugate acid and below we have its base concentrations. We have those concentrations. Now what we can do? If you want to find out the concentration of this species, what we can do? We can rearrange the equation in this way. So you will get Kb into RNH2 divided by OH minus. Correct? This has been transferred over there. And this equation at the end can be converted into Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, which will tell you that pH of any solution is going to equal to the pKa plus log of concentration of conjugate acid divided by concentration of base. So by using this equation, applying log and everything, we are going to get the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, which can be applied to determine the pKa. We carry out the experiment, pH meter we are going to use to determine the pH. In that experiment we are going to get the equivalence point when we will draw the titration curve. We can see about the Henderson-Hasselbalch equation, its experiment, its titration curve, its observations in the another video. But just to have an idea that how pKb or pKa is generally determined, I am telling you. We can determine it by Henderson-Hasselbalch equation method by using pH metry technique. This is the curve, and when you will have this equivalence point where the concentration of acid and base becomes same, at this situation pH will be equal to pKa. So there are different criteria to determine this. Just remind that smaller the value of pKb, stronger is the base. Smaller the value of pKb, stronger is going to be the base. Now let's see the values. These are the pKb values given to us: 3.38, 3.27, 4.22. So obviously this is for primary, this is for secondary, and this is for tertiary. Let me write over here, that is CH3NH2, this is CH3 twice NH, and this is CH3 thrice N, that is tertiary. So smaller the value of pKb, stronger is the base. So we can see that smaller value the secondary one is going to have. After that smaller value primary is having, and tertiary is having the more value. And that's the order we have got when we are going to take the smaller alkyl group. So it is experimentally proven that the order is going to be 2, 1, 3. Now let's go for the larger alkyl group example, that is C2H5NH2 ethylamine, then secondary one, and then the tertiary one. Now here you can see that the list value is for the secondary. Obviously it is the winner. Now between primary and tertiary is having the least value. So order is 2, 3, 1, experimentally proven. So now 4 factors we have seen that. Though we are not satisfied with inductive solvation and the steric effect, though we will get confused over there, but pKb values are never going to confuse you, and that's the proof that why we have the so anomalous order for the basicity of amines. So that's what we have studied today, the basicity of amine. This topic is asked in the examination many times because the order you can see there is no regular trend. In case of smaller you have different order, in case of larger alkyl group you have different order, in case of gaseous phase you have different order. So let's see some questions depending on this topic. So this is the first question, yes, asked in JEE Mains 2019. The increasing basicity order of the following compound is. What we can see over here, this is primary one, ethyl primary, this is secondary one, and this is tertiary one, correct? And here you have phenyl group. So phenyl group we can have like this. So what will happen, due to the phenyl, these lone pairs can get involved in the resonance to the ring. So here the factor is resonance, and due to the resonance lone pairs are not available for donation. So obviously D is going to be the least basic due to the resonance. It is strong effect. Due to the resonance D is going to be the least basic. After D, now ethyl group, larger group is there. So if larger group is there, secondary is obviously going to win, but this is smaller group, and for smaller group the C is going to win over the larger and smaller group. So C will be least basic. You can see steric effect is there, 3 methyl groups, steric effect works over there, so basicity will be less. Now here between secondary and primary, both are in the case of larger groups, so secondary is going to win obviously, and the least one is going to be the primary. So that is going to be the order. Resonance makes it least stable. It is less stable than A and B because of the steric effect. Between secondary primary we know that secondary is the winner. So that's the question, a simple one. Let's go for the next question. It is more simpler than the previous one. What is the decreasing order of basicity in case of primary, secondary, tertiary ethyl amines and ammonia? We know that ammonia is going to be the least basic. So while okay, they are asking us decreasing order. So first we will write the who is going to have the more basicity. So secondary is going to be the winner. After secondary, for ethyl larger group, so larger number, tertiary, primary, and the least will be ammonia. So that is going to be the order asking AIPMT 1992 examination. Let's go for the next question. Okay, the interesting one. What is given? The correct order of basicities of the following compounds is AIMS 2016. So, okay, let's consider over here. This is secondary. This is primary, but this one is larger group. This one is smaller group. This one is amide. Okay, the special case. Now, what happens in case of amine? The lone pair is involved in the resonance like this. So if lone pairs are involved in the resonance, they are not able to donate. Nitrogen is not able to donate that lone pair. So it is going to be the least basic. So fourth one is going to be the least basic. I hope in all the options fourth one is least basic. Okay, so we cannot decide the correct option by using this. So now let's go for the first one. You can see the double bond over there, and due to that double bond character, and if we are adding this one hydrogen and giving its positive charge, we are forming its cation. What will happen? This lone pair can go over there and they can give the stability to that cation. So this is stable cation. This is stable cation, correct? And as it is stable cation, it is forming, its base is going to be more basic. So first one is going to be the most basic due to the resonance. Again, resonance in cation. Here resonance in the molecule that we are studying. So first one most basic. So we have two options over here. Which two options? B and C. Correct? B and C. Sorry, B and D we have to consider over here. So Okay, now these two options are eliminated. So now we have to decide between 3 2 and 2 3. Okay, so here we can see that this is secondary amine, correct, and this is primary amine. We know that secondary always wins. Secondary wins means yes. So 2 is going to have the more basic character. So D is the option. Let's go for the next question. The increasing order of basicity of the following MENS 2018 question is there. Let's solve this one. Okay, this is the example that we have seen. If you add one hydrogen and form its cation, it will be involved in the resonance, and the cation is going to be in resonance, it will be more stable, so it is going to be most basic. So 3 is going to be most basic, so this option and this option, so these are okay, gone. So who is going to be least basic in this case? We can see that this nitrogen is attached, this nitrogen is sp2 hybridized, so S character is more, and if S character is more, lone pairs are more towards the nucleus, so nitrogen is not able to donate its lone pair of electrons, so 2 is going to be the least stable. I hope that's the C option. 2 is going to be the least stable, so we can decide by these two also. Let's go for this first one and fourth one. This is secondary and this one is primary. Secondary is going to win, the fourth one is going to win, obviously. Okay, so we have tertiary, we have third one most basic, after third one is most basic and second one least basic, correct. Between first and fourth one is more basic, yes, correct. Okay, so we have seen how to compare the basicity of aliphatic amines. Thank you everyone. I hope you have understood the topic very well. Best of luck.